The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I'm your host, Afro Elite. Before we get started, please make sure that you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe button, notification bell, retweet, repost, post this on Facebook, all of that stuff, because all of that stuff helps the reach and the growth of the channel. And for everything that you guys do, I sincerely appreciate it. Listen, we got some people in here already. I appreciate you guys for being here. This platform, I'm not even gonna say the name. I'm gonna give a brief story about what I've been going through. All right. Shout out to our beloved sister Nikki. The God is in the building. We have Trinity, brother Hurricane IQ, Darlene. I see you in here. Stole my ancestors 7. I see you guys. Listen. Okay. Now you guys know I do a live Monday. I do a live Thursday, and Tuesday and Wednesday I premiere videos. I pre-record the videos, I edit the videos, and I premiere them. Okay, so that's how we've been going on for the last couple months or so, right? So Tuesday, you know, is kind of busy, whatever, right? I upload the video. I don't know if it was a little, because it took a little bit of time, because the video is like 30 minutes long. It took a little bit of time, but I uploaded it, and sometimes I go into the video just to, you know, make sure there's no trolls or anything like that, or whatever the case is, right? So I'm in there, and it keep kicking me out the video. Like when I click the video, it would take me to another video. And I was sitting up there thinking, normally it'd do that when the video was over with. So I'm like, what's going on? And I would keep going back. I would have to close the app and keep going back into the video and everything like that. What I saw on my phone, it was only like 10 people the whole time. And then at the very end, it was like 60 something people. I'm like, what's going on with this? So I'm sitting up there looking at it like, this is weird. This is weird, right? So I go back to check. I go back to check it, like, oh, what's going on? The whole beginning third of the video was just cut out. You know how we do the intro, you all the videos same way. The intro, then I talk, and then I, you know, give a prefix to the video, the whatever the subject is, then we discuss the subject. It was just straight into the subject. I was like, what is, oh, I didn't make this cut. So I looked, when I started editing, I went back to my software where I edited it from, and the cut was the same way I originally made it. It's only when it went to YouTube was the thing halfway cut. So that's why I was like, okay, guys, because I don't like to put out choppy content, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take this off, and I'm going to re-premiere it tomorrow, and I'm going to premiere the other one. So I take that off. I fix that up, whatever the case is, right? I got a copyright strike for that too, a copyright strike. Then I had to dispute that for whatever reason. So that's one thing. Then too, right? So the video I did yesterday with Joe Biden, it was supposed to premiere at 8. Everything's going smooth, it uploaded smooth, or whatever the case is. I go in to the YouTube studio, and I'm sitting up there thinking, it says 18 minutes. The video is 18 minutes long. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of weird, because I remember the video being longer than that. Now the video is 25 minutes. So when I'm sitting up there doing some final editing, I'm seeing that the video just stops 1/3 into the video. And I'm like, what the hell is this? What is going on? So I'm boiling mad at this point. If you guys know that Dragon Ball Z character Majin Buu, where he get mad, he got steam coming out of his ears, that was me. I was like Majin Buu, steam everywhere. I'm like, what? I'm sitting up there. It was supposed to premiere at 8. I got to go back to the software, re-upload it. I had to pause that. I'm like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the problem is, because the software, everything's all edited. And then I kept trying to make the touches and re-upload that, right? And it would stop the upload. That's why it took me so long. because I'm like, oh well, maybe not 8, maybe like 8:30 or whatever the case is, maybe 9 at the latest, but it shouldn't take that long. You know what I'm saying? But it did. It took till 10 o'clock. I was like, oh my God, y'all giving me such a hard time. I swear, is never done that before. It just completely cut 1/3 of the video out. A whole third of the video, it completely cut that out. Everything was smooth until the 18-minute mark, then it just stopped abruptly. I'm like, what is? I have never ever experienced that before. Y'all should have seen how mad I was. Y'all should have seen me. Okay, that was crazy. But we got that fixed. So I'm just letting you guys know. This is why when I made my tweet and when I put it on the community tab, I try to be very transparent with you guys. Like if I say, hey, something's coming out at 7 o'clock, something's coming out at 8 o'clock, and it don't come out at that time, I feel bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me let you guys know, because I don't want you guys to be all like, okay, at 8 o'clock, I'm gonna be ready, and then it's not here at 8. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that happened. It was giving me a hard time, but that's fine, because we are here now. All right. And this is why it's very important for you guys for us to support each other, because when my times is off, it throws the algorithm off a lot. So that's why I'm like, hey y'all, I really gotta rely on you guys to a degree to come in there and like leave a lot of likes so it can still stay on course. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get thrown off, because some videos it'll have like the average, and then some will be very, very below average. But you guys save it from doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why it is. But the situation worked out. I got it fixed. I don't know. I have never even heard of anything like that happening before, but it happened. It's okay though. It's okay. It's been fixed. So with that being said, I just want to be transparent about that with you guys. With that being said, we got a lot going on here in Chicago. So I'm going to play this so we can be safe. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, here we go. So hold on. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Y'all know how I like to do it. All right.
Oh, tonight.
So let me prefix this. Okay. Now they've been saying how desperate they are, how much they need help, all this stuff. They've been very, very hush hush with the money, very secretive, very quiet with the money. Now, mind you, Chicago has had a large black homeless population. Nothing's been done about that. There's been no special programs. There's been no set aside money. There's been even not homeless. There's been a lot of black Chicagoans who are just who go through hard times and struggle to make ends meet. There's a lot of gentrification in Chicago, not just Chicago. We talked about New York. We talk about DC. We talk about Atlanta. We talk about everywhere. It's a lot of that going on. And then these people are coming over here. But before we do that, before we play that, did you guys see the video? I want to show you guys this video. Did you see the video of it's like a immigrant woman who was she was like crawling under barbed wire or whatever the case is? I'm pulling this up for you guys right now. And the reason why I'm pulling this up is because they often say things like, well, these people are asylum seekers. All right. Let me play this for you guys. Because if these people were asylum seekers, that would mean that these people are going through the legitimate process of being vetted, checked through, and all of that. Now, let me ask you guys this. When you look at this right here, does this look like a legitimate process for somebody to go into another country. They're crawling. This is Venezuelans with a kid or whatever crawling under barbed wire. Are they being now? They tell you that they're going through this and they're all being vetted and they're not coming over here as criminals and all of this and all of that, right? They're telling you that, right? Okay, they're crawling under here. Did you guys see there was an altercation today? I'm literally saying today. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys this right. It literally happened like an hour or so ago, so I wasn't able to like have it downloaded for you guys. But now look at this. They're crawling under barbed wire. A toddler. Okay, they're not being vetted because when you get vetted and when you get legally verified to go into another country, you do not have to crawl under barbed wire. Let me show you guys. And this is why it's very important for you guys to make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me show you guys what these people are coming here and doing today. This happened today. All right. Where is it? All right.
Protesters out here at
Hold on,
this.
get back to
As you can see, there's still protesters out here at this hour. Now, as for the alderman, she released a statement earlier, basically saying she's disappointed with what happened to her, but is uninjured, even though one of her aides did have to go briefly to the hospital. She did, however, call on Mayor Brandon Johnson to be more transparent and to include more local decision making when it comes to figuring out where to put these migrant camps around the city. Police officers ushered 12th Ward Alderman Julia Ramirez away in one of their unmarked squad cars this morning, moments after they say she and an aide were battered while attempting to meet with protesters who opposed the erection of a weatherized migrant camp at 38th Street in California in Brighton Park. In a statement earlier, Mayor Brandon Johnson said what happened today is unconscionable.
Do you see that? Hold on, let me take the things off. Do you see that? Now, had this been look at the race of people. Had this been a bunch of black people, they would have been out there with dogs, tear gas, rubber bullets, some bullets that aren't rubber. They would have been out there beating people with batons. This is an alderman, okay? And she was attacked by an angry mob of people. All right. Now, had this been black, she was attacked by an angry mob of people, right?
Earlier, Mayor Brandon Johnson said what happened today is unconscionable. Any violent act against an elected official in our city is unacceptable and must be condemned in the strongest terms. My office and the Chicago Police Department are currently investigating this incident.
She wasn't attacked. The police was taking her to the car. But nobody touched her, nobody just get out.
Now, based off of the video, now she's saying nobody touch her, nobody do anything. Are you sure? Because one of her assistants had to go to the hospital. So unless she faked an injury and wound up in the hospital, somebody did. They were actually beating them up. She's lying right now. Oh, nobody touched her. You saw them beating the damn car, the police car.
The only thing that we did.
The morning started out peaceful, with dozens of residents showing up to speak out against what the city so far will only say is a potential site for a winterized base camp that could house thousands of migrants as they continue to pour into the city every day. But while nothing has been confirmed, residents say work has been going on at the site since Friday.
The construction has been going on until 10 p.m. every night. So I was thinking construction will be done by the 24th when they want to hold the meeting at Kelly High School.
That October 24th meeting was set up by Alderman Ramirez, and it is part of the reason tensions have been running high, with residents afraid by next week they will be presented not with a choice.
Now, look, you don't see a lot of black folks, right? Now, when black people protest, when black people complain, it's always you can complain now, you can protest, and you can say what you want to say, and you can have a voice, but you got to do it the right way. You can't be a disturbance, you can't be in the street, you can't be violent, you can't insult or hurt anybody's feelings. That's what they say when anytime black people are upset. No, you have a right to be upset, you really, really do, but you're just going about it the wrong way. Is anybody saying that about them? Mind you, you're not going to see a whole bunch of Fox News report on this being all like, look at these angry protesters. Like, they don't do that when they're non-black people. When they're non-black people, they have a right to complain, assault government, elected government officials, and police. They have a right to do all that when they're not black.
Finalized plan.
These meetings aren't about taking in our concerns. It's about trying to tell us what they're going to do, because as obviously they're already building it right here.
In her statement this afternoon, Alderman Ramirez acknowledged people's concerns, saying, I hear my residents and want them to know I will always advocate for their safety and ensure our communities have the resources they deserve. And we are now hearing that 3 aldermen who are now in Texas as part of a delegation that is attempting to dissuade migrants from coming to Chicago have decided to cut their trip short to come back and support Alderman Ramirez as the investigation into exactly what happened to her continues.
Now, okay, now that we're done with that. All right. So yeah, so Iron Will was like, yeah, immigrant on immigrant crime. Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of this violence among them, a lot of this infighting among them. Now, hold on now. Wait a second. Now, when black people fight, isn't it, oh man, all this black on black crime, you guys are never going to get anything because you guys just don't know how to get along with each other. Y'all don't know how to get along. So why would you expect anybody to, give you reparations? Why would you expect anybody to help you guys? All this black on black crime. Whoa, all this immigrant on immigrant, Hispanic on Hispanic, Latino on Latino crime, and what is going on with this? And nothing is being done. Nothing is being done about this. And nobody's saying they're wild, they're violent. Notice too, if you guys notice, nobody is talking about an arrest. A sitting alderman was assaulted, and her staff was assaulted, and it was damn near caught on video. And nobody's talking about, well, we have 3 suspects in custody, ain't no arrest. Listen, if these were black people, they would have locked everybody up. Everybody would have some type of record at the end of the day. It would be no bail. They would all be a gang. That's what it would be if they were black. They would be a gang of people, who attacked this official because they're degenerates and wild and all that. All right. Now, shout out to the Bounds. Shout out to Bounds. Thank you very much. Bounds Prosperity, for the $2 super chat. Says, see the link of supportive aldermen in the chat. The link of supportive aldermen. I don't know. Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't see another link, but there's a lot of aldermen who are supporting that. Now, why? What is what? Because remember, and if you guys have been following, we've been showing this and we've been tracing this story the whole time. So why all of a sudden is it this big influx of them being all like, hey, this is too damn much. Y'all doing way too damn much with this. Whoa, you guys were the main people saying that we need to invite them over here. There are new neighbors. They're coming over here because of the conditions in their home. They were the main people saying that. So what is with this switch up all of a sudden? And I got a theory, and I'm going to share it with you guys this evening. All right. Let me bring this up. I think what's happening is that they was all like, okay, you guys are going to come over here or whatever the case is. But when the numbers started coming up and people started seeing like, oh, y'all getting like the bag. I thought y'all was getting a bag, but y'all getting like the bag. That's just crazy. I think that this was their problem. Now, we're going to go through a lot of the different numbers, okay? A lot of the different numbers. Look at what they're giving merely to the staff. for them. All right.
NBC5 Investigates has uncovered more records showing just how costly the migrant crisis is on Chicago taxpayers.
Yeah, the new records we obtain account for just a fraction of the more than $60 million that's gone to a single company. Here's NBC5's Investigates, Bennett Haberly with more.
Evrod and Regina, we've obtained 4 weeks' worth for hundreds of employees working inside the city's migrant shelters. But we had to fight to get them. The city initially denied our request for the invoices that now provide new insight into where that money has flowed. Invoices show staffing the migrant shelters cost Chicago taxpayers more than $7.2 million during a 4-week period this spring.
I got to
So where did that money go?
$7.2 million over 4 weeks. That's a month. That's 1 month. $7.2 million for a month. All right. But they're going to break it down into a little bit more detail.
As we previously reported, Favorite Healthcare Staffing holds the contract to staff the migrant shelters and billed the city $20,000 for a single nurse during 1 week last December. The new invoices show despite hourly rates being reduced this spring, Favorite still billed the city for more than $16,000 for that same nurse to work 7 days in April. All told, in the 4 weeks we examined, Favorite charged more than $64,000 for the services of one nurse.
$64,000 for the services of one nurse per nurse. That is insanity. Okay. Mind you, these people don't live in Chicago either. It's not like people in Chicago are getting a bag like this. These people aren't even living in Chicago.
A high-ridge shelter, and he wasn't alone. Our analysis of more than 400 Favorite staffing employee invoices shows even the lowest paid staff rates were $50 an hour. The most expensive, $156 before overtime. That means in a year's time,
$156 an hour before overtime. The lowest is $50 an hour before overtime. Do y'all know how much money that is that they're spending just purely off of them? We're going to go through a lot of the numbers. Y'all make sure you guys are locked in. Make sure you guys are locked in because this is what they're paying the staff. We're going to get to what they're paying them individually in a little bit.
Favorite could have potentially charged the city 6-figure salaries for employees working inside the shelters.
I told you Favorite should have been gone. They have not set the standards for what we do in our city.
The costs have led to criticism. In Alderman Jeanette Taylor's ward, staffing invoices for the shelter at the former Wadsworth School totaled $1.4 million for the 4 weeks we looked at. At the Inn of Chicago, the city's largest shelter with more than 1,500 migrants, the total was $1.6 million. At the Social Club shelter in the Loop, $1.2. The mayor's office has noted Favorite's hourly rates were inflated to cover administrative costs like hotel rooms for out-of-town employees. Which
now here's the thing. They're saying, okay, well, that's inflated for hotel costs and all that stuff. First off, I doubt. I sincerely doubt that was really inflated. But to be honest with you, though, why are you paying that much money for out of state? You're still spending the money, though. That's the principle, not necessarily how much money they're getting. Here's his thing is to pretty much deflect and be all like, well, no, hold on now. We're not giving them the money. We're spending it on them. That's the difference. Hold on. It's not the same thing. We're not giving them the money for the hotel. We're just spending money on the hotel. You're still spending that much money. Now, this is the money that America says is too broke to pay reparations, is too broke for anything for black people. This is why we don't listen to stuff when people talk about the filibuster. We don't listen to stuff when they talk, well, we need more seats in House, and then we need more seats in Congress, and then we need to wait for the next budget, and then we need a vote in the committee and a poll and a study. We don't listen to that stuff because these people are not coming over here getting studies done at all. They don't even know who they are. They're not getting studies done. They're not getting polls. There has not been a single poll. There's not a poll, all right, Nobody's doing a poll. Nobody's doing a study. Nobody's doing no research. Nobody's doing a background check. Nobody has to wait for the filibuster to end. Nobody has to wait for an election. Nobody has to wait for this to happen or wait for the blue moon or wait for a leap year. All of this stuff that they tell us, all of these excuses that they tell us, they don't have to wait on. They're coming over it. We're not done, y'all. We're not done. Let's finish. Let's just wrap this up, and then we're going to get to more of the money. All right. This is the reason why I played you that clip of why those Hispanics are now mad, because the numbers have come out. Now the numbers have come out, and you're sitting up there, everybody is struggling. Now the Hispanic community, they're more willing to struggle because they're the ethnic group or whatever the case is, right? But now when they see the numbers, now they all like, hold on, damn, what the hell is going on with this? So this is what's making them flip out. That's why they were flipping out today, because the numbers just got released. And now that the numbers just got released, all of them was all like, hold on, y'all been holding out. We send up there volunteering and vouching for y'all, and y'all just getting the bag. So what's going on with this? This is why they're mad. Let's finish this though.
Just part of the reason the administration now wants to hire locally.
We've also renegotiated the emergency contract that I inherited multiple times. And so we're confident as we project out that we've put out an RFP to hire Chicagoans as well as Chicago businesses to be able to reduce the cost.
Aldermen we spoke to this week said they have concerns about transparency and costs, but we're encouraged to hear the Johnson administration's plan to save money by hiring local Chicago people.
For me, if you're going to spend that much tax dollar from the Chicagoan, it should go to Chicagoans. And so getting to the point where that becomes this like system of recycling those funds and helping our economy out is where we want to be.
All that stuff is a lie. It's a damn lie. Why? Because they all knew, all of the aldermen knew. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. They all knew how much was being spent. They all knew about that. Now they're getting in front, because it's exposed now. So now they're getting in front of the camera and being all like, man, I think this is really messed up. This is just not fair. This is not right. They're saying this now. They knew how much they were spending. All of them knew how much. The only people who didn't know was the actual public. The public did not know how much was being spent on this crisis. And we're not done. I'm talking about millions and millions of dollars. This is on the staff for them, not what they're giving to them or their resources. This is just the staff. Okay. So all of the aldermen knew. Now he's sitting up there like, oh, I don't think it's fair. I don't think. Well, why didn't you say that before? Because in the beginning, what the news reporter was saying, we've been reaching out to the city and we've been trying to get the receipts from the city for a long time, the invoices from the city for a long time now. They're just now getting it back. Okay, so the city, and all of them are in on it. None of them are exempt. All of them are in. The city has been hiding out on them. The city has been trying to keep this under the rug. Now that it's been exposed, now all of a sudden Brandon Johnson is coming out there like, yeah, we're looking for local people to discuss. We've been looking for local people, but we just can't find anybody. So we just got to hire all these other people. That's a lie. He never made no announcement, no public announcement like, hey, man, this is going to be a big boost in jobs and a big boost in income and he ain't say nothing about this. If he did, why? Let's just put on our detective caps. If he did, why do you think that the city would be so secretive about the invoices? Let's just pause it right there. Why would the city be so secretive about the invoices if they were actually looking to hire locals with the same pay rate? The same pay rate, then there wouldn't be no secret, because you'd be all like, hey, y'all, you would want to show the invoices. Follow me, y'all. Follow me. You would want to show the invoices because that would be an incentive for the locals who could work those jobs to work those jobs, the Chicagoans to work those jobs. The only reason you would be hiding the invoices is if number one, you're not paying them the same rate. That would be number one. Number two, you're not hiring them at all. Those would be the only two things. So now all of a sudden they want to come out like, man, we've been looking, can't find nobody. I just think it's really messed up. That's a lie. That doesn't make sense. Your actions show that you've been moving in a different direction. So don't say you've been trying to do this. Let's finish this. Let's finish.
Is unacceptable. These contractors that basically are imposed on us are in my opinion, unacceptable, and that's what we'll be looking into the next few weeks to modify these in the budget.
We reached out multiple times to a spokeswoman for Favorite, but we haven't heard back just yet. We've also asked the mayor's office for an interview to discuss the future plans. We're still waiting on a response.
Okay, so we're gonna get done with that, right? We're going to get done with that because we got, listen, y'all, we got some receipts. Okay. We got to go through all of these numbers, all of these damn numbers. Okay. Let me pull. Now I got to take this off, pull the other thing up. It's a lot. Hold on. Let me see. What other thing? So since we're going through the numbers now, let's say lowballing. That's about 10. It isn't. Let's say that's millions, let's say 10, right? That's just on the staff. So that's just the staff. And we're lowballing, saying 10. We're lowballing. So let's look at this now. Now we're going to look at how much they're actually just giving them, just handing them. Like, here, take it, do whatever you want. Let's look at this now.
Welcome back. We are learning much more about the migrant crisis right here in Chicago. I spoke with Christina Passioni-Zayas, the city's first deputy chief of staff. She gave me insight on how the crisis is impacting the city and the state financially. Already this week, 41 buses have rolled into Chicago, and that means they're
already. Listen, hold on. Let me play that back. I almost want to do it in slow motion. Let me play that back. She said already this week, 41 buses. 41 buses. Now remember, we did the research, right? We did the research and we found out that a bus can fit about 50 people. So 41. So that would be about 2,000 people. Give or take, depending on the bus side, it would be a little over 2,000 people right there. Okay. In a week, in a single week. Let's just let that marinate. Yeah, exactly. That would be a little over 2,000 people, 2,050 people.
Now,
and that's only if the bus is maxed out at 50.
11,000 migrants living in shelters. 4,000 are still sleeping on police station floors and staying at the airport. Now, this is really startling. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children. Majority of them are attending Chicago public.
Hold on. Oh. Let's play that back now. Let's play that back. We got a little bit of time. We got to be thorough with it.
Them are attending.
Hold on. Let me take it back. How many kids?
Chicago are children. Majority of them are attending. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children.
30%. 30 with a 3 and a 0%, if that's being very accurate. Now, hold on. Now, when the news is reporting on this, they be all like, think about the kids and think about the children and the babies. Think about them. What are you going to do? They're sleeping on the floors of police stations. They say that all the time, right? They always whipping and crying and trying to pull your little heartstrings and think about the kids and the locked in cages. They're saying that. But then when you look at the numbers, that's 30%. 30%. That means 70% of them coming over here are grown ass adults. So when you see all these videos about these kids and they all like their babies is crawling under the barbed wire, man, this is messed up, dude. They say that. And then when this is the only time you really heard the number, 30%. That's not a big number, especially with the way they're making it seem like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is a humanitarian crisis. I can't believe it. 30%. That means that all of these people coming over here are grown. That means most of these people are not coming over here with families. Most of these people are not coming over here with children. Most of these people are grown ass men who are fleeing from their country. That's what most of these people are. These are not kids. These are not women. These are not elderly. These are grown ass men who left their country.
Majority of them are attending Chicago public schools. Right now, the state is footing the bill.
Attending private, but public schools or private schools, I think she said.
For what they call temporary housing, apartments and homes that are rented out for migrants. The state is paying on the high end $9,000 in rental assistance over a 6-month period of time.
$9,000 in rental assistance. That's just checks. That's just them giving them checks. Oh, here you go. $9,000. $9,000 a month for 6 months. $9,000. You don't even know if these people's name is what they're saying their name is, and you just giving them money. Now, mind you, this is completely separate from the first video we played about the millions of dollars that Chicago is spending on the staff to take care of them. They're not just spending that on the staff, they're giving them $9,000 a month. Okay?
With that
These
comes
people
help.
are coming over here getting 6 figures before getting a job. These people aren't even getting working, and these people are getting 6 figures.
Moving in and
listen, this is why I'm telling you guys it's very important for the people who are not subscribed. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to every single last one of you brothers and sisters. But for the people who are, maybe new to the channel or whatever the case is, this is why it's important to make sure you subscribe, because we stay on this story. Okay, I've been on this story since last year when Lori Lightfoot was the mayor. All right. So we've been very consistent with the numbers, with all of this stuff. So this is why when we say, when we see their action now, we can be like, hey, remember what they said in that meeting the other day? You know what I'm saying? This is why we stay up on this story, so we don't lose track. Okay, so we're not out the loop. Let's continue though.
Starter kit to furnish the apartment.
That rent lasts for 6 months, and ideally people would have started their legal process, secured legal work authorization, and then be able to sustain that apartment. And so the cost, or I guess the payment towards the landlord, is based on market rate. It's based on the configuration of the apartment, how many rooms, where it's located, all of those things. And so it kind of varies from place to place.
We ran out of time, but I did reach out to the city to see how many asylum seekers are currently taking advantage of the rental assistance program. We haven't heard back from the city on that. The city put $4 million towards helping migrants get temporary housing. The state added $38 million to that. And right now, there are only 30 to 40 case management workers from
Listen, do y'all see how many millions and millions and millions of dollars that is? That is all of this money, and we're still not done. We're still not done. We still got a lot to discuss here, okay? Now let's take it back, because now we got a little bit of reading to do, right? We got a little bit of reading to do. I got to pull this up on my other account for some reason. Hold on. So y'all bear with me. Hey, make sure y'all leave a like, please. I would appreciate that. That would really help. That would really, really help. And share this, tweet this out, or put this on Facebook or whatever, however you guys share it, right? Hold on, let me see this, because I gotta refresh the screen, reload. Okay. So let me know if y'all can see it. All right. It says, top mayoral aide defends decision to budget $1.5 million for migrant crisis. Not entire cost of, quote, global, national, state crisis. All right. So all of this and all of these money, these millions, they're all separated. So you have to really add all of these $1 million up, because they're all in different categories, right? Okay, it says budgeted amount only covers half of the estimate cost. But top mayoral advisor says, quote, tell me the alderman who's standing up saying, I want the city to pay 400 million to 500 million. All right. And this came out today, y'all. Look at the date. This is the 19th. This came out today. All right. This was updated like 30 minutes ago. Let me try to make it bigger because the ads, I just don't really like seeing them. All right. It says top aide to Mayor Brandon Johnson on Thursday. That is today. That is this day today. All right. On Thursday, defended the decision to budget just really 150 million for the migrant crisis in 2024. So they're already discussing how many millions of dollars they're going to spend next year. We're in 2023 right now, and they're already like, you know what, we got to think about 2024, how much more money we have to spend in 2024. All right. So it says the migrant crisis in 2024, insisting that there is, quote, no appetite among Chicago taxpayers or their older person to shoulder the other half of the cost alone. Alderman Carlos Ramirez Rosa, the 35th district, that she's from the 35th, right, ward, right? Johnson's city council floor leader acknowledged last week that 150 million will only cover 6 months of migrant spending, possibly requiring a mid-year appropriation and a, quote, difficult conversation. If you guys saw my video the other day, what do I tell you guys about these damn conversations? It's conversation. We got to talk and we got to conversate and we have to converse and we have conversations. We have to have a sit down meeting. It's all these difficult conversations, okay, about how to pay it. So next year, so this is really, they're trying to launch this in about January, right? So 150, they are like, that's only for about 6 months. And then we're going to need more. Okay. We're going to need more money. And then when we do, we're going to have a very difficult, quote, difficult conversation about how to pay it. It continues to say, on Thursday, senior mayoral advisor Jason Lee said the same older person who complained that, quote, hope is not a strategy would be the first to reject a larger appropriation. Then it continues to say, he's a quote, tell me the older person who is standing up saying, I want the city to pay 400 million or 500 million, and I will approve that budget. I can't have it both ways, Lee said. There is no appetite, Lee said, in the city of Chicago, nor should there be, to bear 100% of the cost for something that is a global, national, and state crisis as well. So essentially, what Lee is saying, let me break it down. What Lee is essentially saying is that, why is this all on Chicago and the Chicago taxpayers to pay for, when this is, first off, and I wouldn't call this a global issue. This isn't a global issue because it's not like these people are flooding the globe. They're coming to America. So it's not a global issue, but these national and state issue. So what Lee is saying is that, why is not the federal government, the national government, and the state government shouldering some of the payment as well too? Why is it all on the city to pay? Because Johnson is talking about paying 150 million next year, not just this year. He on to the next. He ahead of everybody. He all like, damn, what are we gonna do next year? All right. So that's what Lee is saying. He's all like, hold on. Who said that? Now he said up here, let me highlight it, 400 million and 500 million. So what Johnson is talking about the 150, that's gone out the window. Lee is talking about, oh no, the budget is going to be about 400 or 500 million dollars. It's not going to be no 150. Johnson is trying to give a number 150 because he wants to say something, and then Mark my words, he's going to up the money. We're like, well, that's just not enough. It's got to be this much. But Lee is actually telling on Johnson by saying it's 400 million, and 500 million that the city of Chicago shouldn't be paying for by himself. That's what he's saying. All right. Then now it's going on to say, we're right here, y'all. It's going on to say questions about Johnson's decision to earmark just 150 million for the migrant crisis in 2024 when the city is already spending more than 30 million a month. 30 million a month. I just had to highlight that. $30 million a month. Now, this country is sitting up there asking, where's reparations money going to come from? Now, mind you, you don't see the anti-reparationists, the people who are like, I don't think that you guys should be paying this money because I don't want my taxes to go up, and it's just not fair because I didn't own any slaves, so it's not fair. Notice that you don't really see them saying too much about this. You don't really, these people are just throwing money down the drain. You don't really see them saying too much about this. Now, had this money, the second you say we're going to allocate anything at all to black people, anything at all to black people, then they're all like, oh my God, this is racist. I can't believe of all of this woke reverse racism. I can't believe it. This America's crashing. That's what they would do if not 30 million, if it was $30 a month, they'd be all like, this is outrageous. Why don't they pull themselves up by their own bootstraps? That's what they would be saying if it was black people. All right. So 30 million a month. Also demonstrated at the first day of the city council hearing on the mayor's $16.6 billion budget. $16.6 billion budget. It continues to say, alderperson from across the city pressured the mayor's budget team to identify, quote, Plan B after Governor J.B. Pritzker and Illinois House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch slammed the door on more migrants funding during the fall veto season. Okay, because they just ran out of money. This is why, if you guys have watched the other video that I was playing, this is why J.B. Pritzker sent that money to Biden, asking Biden for more money, because he's all like, hey, the state is running out of money. We were trying to do some stuff with the state. Now, mind you, Pritzker didn't get elected not that long ago. So Pritzker and Johnson are still relatively new. So they all like, hey, man, you destroying my re-election chances. But Biden, what's going on? And we discussed this. We talked about this, right? Then it continues to say, Lee, nevertheless, sees signs of hope. He pointed to the material decline in the number of asylum seekers. Now, this is why I played, because I knew they were going to say this. This is why I played that clip before. Would asylum seekers be sitting up there crawling under barbed wire like this is some type of Indiana Jones movie? Would asylum seekers be doing that? No. I'm talking about babies, toddlers, sitting up there crawling under barbed wire with the damn pacifier. No, they are not asylum seekers. These are invaders. That's what they are. I'm going to repeat it. He says, he pointed out the material decline in the number of asylum seekers declaring Chicago as their intended destination over the last 2 weeks. Now, remember, and this is why you guys have to subscribe. Remember, I said, this is why Johnson is planning on going down to the border. All right. Remember, we said that. We discussed. We were all like, why would Johnson be going down to the border? That doesn't really even make any sense. Johnson said he wants to go down to the border, and he sent a team down to the border because he wants to deter them from coming up here. He wants to go down to, because the thing is that once they're up here, they're not sending them back. So what Johnson is trying to do, he's all like, hey, y'all got to go down there and stop them from coming up here. Even though you should have closed the door, but he don't want to close the door. He just wants them to stop coming up here. That's why they sent a team down there. All right. And we discussed that the other day, or like a week ago. All right. Then it continues to say, even though there has been a 5.4 increase over the last week in the number of new arrivals. So over the last 2 weeks, it's been declining, but in the last week, it is a 5.2. Remember, the woman from the video we just played said specifically that it was 41 buses a week, a single week. If that's at the very minimum 2,000 people a week. At the minimum, that would be that. All right. It continues to say, Lee also cited President Joe Biden's recent decision to expand temporary protection status, we talked about that too, to 400,000 Venezuelans already in the U.S. and a decline in the number of border crossings since Biden's ordered deportation flights of Venezuelans from the U.S. to resume. Okay, quote, the federal government is making decisions that a month ago, prognosticators never thought they would make, Lee said. It continues to say, now we are going through a lot of receipts here, y'all. This is why we stay on it, so we can be ahead of the curve, so we know where all the money's going, how all the money's divided, what's being said, what's not being said, what's being done, what's not being done. We're staying on it. We're on it, y'all. Then it continues to say, quote, it's not just Chicago. Massachusetts is at its breaking point. The city of New York is at its breaking point, Lee said. The federal government understands that. They can't afford to have chaos and confusion in major American cities. Of course they cannot do that. And the thing is, let me tell you why it's so bad, because it's in major cities, because things that happen in cities like Chicago, things that happen in cities like New York, when stuff like that happens in those cities, that stuff, the news really picks that up, and the news really spreads that and circulates that. All right. When something big happens in New York, it's like instant national news. When something big happens in Chicago, it's instant national news. You know what I'm saying? If this was like some small town in like South Carolina, and no diss to South Carolina, but the news isn't going to be as responsive to it as if it was New York, or if it was Chicago, or even, places like Texas. You know what I'm saying? So in major cities, when these major cities are having these huge disasters and huge crises, you guys can't really cover it up. So it's making you guys look bad. That's what he's saying. All right. And then it continues to say, where was I? Okay, right here. If the American people believe, we're right here, y'all. If the American people believe that the president of the United States has completely failed on border security or immigration, and that is a story that is on the news every day in major media markets around the country, that puts significant, severe pressure on his ability to get reelected. Y'all, did I not just say essentially word for word? I literally just said that. And let me tell you some of the strategies that the Democrats are having. I mean, the Republicans. Let me tell you the Republican strategy. What the Republicans are doing is they're not doing nothing. They're letting the Democrats struggle. Because if you guys saw, and this is why I said this in a video, if you guys saw, all the Republicans got to do is start chipping away at the black vote. All they have to do is like really make the Republicans look bad. I mean, the Democrats. That's why Greg Abbott is sending all of them to Chicago, New York, DC. He's sending them there because those are Democratic ran cities. All right. So he's sending them, they're democratically ran cities. He's sending them there. That's making all of the democratically ran cities look bad right now. That's all they got to do. And all they got to do is just point the camera like, hey, look how bad Chicago is. Look how bad the country is. This is Joe Biden's fault. And they're really not wrong. So they're not only going through that disaster, they're going through the disaster of the fact that, hey man, the Republicans are looking kind of like the better option, which is why you're seeing a lot of people are like, hey man, things were better under Trump. You're starting to see a lot of people say that. Now, of course, on this channel, we're not Trump supporters or anything, so I don't want people to run with that narrative. But this is why people are saying that, you know, because things are like, hey man, we was not living this type of situation under Trump. Trump wasn't putting us through this, you know. So hey, we getting to it. We getting to it. We're breaking these receipts down. It continues to say, later this year, Lee said he expects Congress to pass government funding that includes the large appropriation Chicago has seen yet for migrants. Okay, so later this year, mind you, this came out today, this date, and this was updated like 30 minutes ago. All right, so that means, and it's only a couple, it's only like 2.5 months in the year left. So within the next 2.5 months, Congress is expected to pass a budget, a funding budget that's been the biggest funding budget Chicago has ever seen. You guys are listening to this live now. I give you guys what's current now. This is not before or anything. This is happening. This is stated today. Okay? You're not going to get this other places because other people are not following the story like this. So this is why it's important that we stick together on this. It continues to say they're not even done yet. In the meantime, it's full speed ahead with Johnson's plan to open tent cities he prefers to call winterized base camps to get 3,567 migrants off police station and airport floors. Lee said the site at 38th Street and California Avenue and Broughton Park could be just one of several locations for the base camps. It hasn't happened yet, only because there have been, quote, a land issue we have needed to work through, and environmental remediations is required. Okay, this is why when Lori Lightfoot was doing her thing, she started fixing up the school. Because you can't just put people in there. These buildings, a lot of these buildings were not designed to house people like apartments. Even schools are not designed to be running 24/7 like apartment buildings are. Apartment buildings are designed for that. Schools are not designed for that. Schools are designed for the lights to go off at a certain point. Buildings are designed for that. You know, and especially when they're older buildings, now you got to go in, you got to make sure the electricity's good, heating's good, plumbing is good and safe and all that stuff. You got to do all that. All right. So that's what they're talking about, environmental recommendations. Like if a storm comes in, the lights ain't going to go out, windows aren't going to be bust through and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about. Then it continues to say, once you get that, quote, once you get that done, it's a relatively quick mobilization of those prefab structures, and you can move people into a fully formed base camp community as soon as that is up. We're moving very quickly, Lee said. At the Broughton Park site Thursday, protesters attacked, and we just played the clip of that. Protesters attacked 12th Ward Alderman Julia Ramirez and one of her aides. Okay, we just played that, and we're gonna play another clip of that. All right, let me pull this up. I don't want to show all the inappropriate stuff. It says Johnson's decision to piggyback into the existing state contract with Gorland World is also drawn controversy. The security company has been accused of mistreating migrant children at the border and labor trafficking. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, sure. It says, but Lee said concerns about the level of care that will be provided are misplaced. There are, quote, thousands and thousands of those beds already operating in New York City, he said. This concept has already been validated nationally, internationally, he said. The federal government is working with New York to help facilitate the establishment of these sites and has recommended this as a model for Chicago and encourage us to continue along this path. Hold on, my computer, hold on. Oh, God, no. Okay, my computer's kind of freezing up right now. Come on, don't do that, what's going on? Okay. What's going on? Hold on. Let me see if I can refresh it. My computer just froze up right now. Hold on. Okay. I don't know what is going on with that. Okay, you know what? Now saying not responding. Okay. Well, you see, look at this. No problem at all. We're in the middle of it, and look at it. I'm gonna try to reload it live for you guys, so y'all know it's not me. Because we were damn near at the back of it, the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah. Okay, we're not gonna waste too much time on this. That's what I'm saying. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, now it's Thursday. Come on now. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. And it's still not loaded, y'all. It's still not loaded. Look at it. It's still not loaded. Okay. So we're just not going to waste no time with that. Because there's other things that we got to discuss. This is why they're mad. Because you're talking about the bag just getting sent to them. All right. So let me show you this clip. So this is another news clip from essentially the same incident where the older woman was attacked earlier today. Hold on, which one is it? Is it this one? All right, look at this. Oh no, that's the same one. Oh, come on, you just this platform is really tripping right now. Now it's not even coming up. Okay. Well, but okay, whatever. We saw it. We don't need to see another angle. We don't need to see another angle of that. Now, everybody is looking because we know this platform's kind of tripping right now, but that's not going to stop nothing. So everybody's looking like, damn, Chicago's really getting the bag. Y'all getting a lot of money off this because not only are you guys doing that, you guys are bringing in different corporations. And this is why private sponsors are coming in. Private sponsors and investors are now coming in and looking at certain places. So that's why a lot of people looking at this like, hey, man, a lot of people are getting a bag. So check this out. Not only Chicago, St. Louis is looking. St. Louis, this came yesterday. This information was about yesterday. All right. St. Louis is looking. St. Louis groups seek to resettle Chicago migrants to boost workforce and population. Okay, look at this. Let me zoom in a little bit. I know some people like to kind of read along, so let me zoom in a little bit. It says, as the city of Chicago scrambles to shelter and find solutions for thousands of migrants who need housing and jobs, group in St. Louis are looking to relocate some of those asylum seekers, the invaders, that's what they are, asylum seekers to their town, modeling the program after similar ones they did with Afghan refugees in recent years. The nonprofit, and you can imagine how much money they're going to be breaking in when they start getting that stuff. The reason why they're doing this is because they're looking at the bag. They're looking like, oh, hold on. Y'all going to be getting state funding. Y'all going to be getting federal funding. Oh, you can send them over here with us. That's what St. Louis is on now. Because that's the same thing they did with the Afghans. That's the same thing. They looking like, oh, state funding? Hold on now. let's take them off your hands. I know Chicago. Come on now. Don't do this by yourself. Let us help you. Let you get state funding and federal funding. Oh, bring them over here. We got a place for them. We got to play. Oh, you're going to be giving them work visas too? Oh, yeah, bring them over. That's what St. Louis is on right now because the numbers have come out. Mind you, all this stuff is not a coincidence. Everybody's flipping out because the numbers is being released. So now they're seeing all of the numbers that's come out. So now St. Louis is all like, oh, we got some room. We got a lot of room. Bring them over here. That's what they're like now. All right. So continuing. So it continues to say, the nonprofit International Institute of St. Louis is partnering with unions and philanthropic leaders to resettle hundreds, if not thousands, of Latin American migrants in their city. The goal is to bolster St. Louis's workforce in STEM. Its population decline. STEM its population decline. What group of people are declining? Hint, hint. If you guys have not read the ISIS papers, you need to. Hint, hint. Stem the population decline. All right. Was that not what Joe Biden was talking about in that one meeting? If you guys remember, Joe Biden was all like, hey, this country is going to be minority white European. See, there's another thing to this. They're trying to kill two birds with one stone. Now look at this. It continues to say, quote, it could be the potential for a great relationship between both cities, said Carlos Ramirez, vice president of Latino outreach for the International Institute. If the migrants are going to be in a better place, St. Louis is going to be in a better place, and Chicago is going to be in a better place. I think everybody wins. Really? You do? Everybody? No. The program would be funded primarily by private donors. Yeah, okay. Everybody getting a bag. You think these private donors are just going to be funded it and not getting nothing out of it? Don't think so. The program will be funded by private donors. Okay. It would provide, now check this out. Now, we just showed you what their Chicago's providing them. Look at how the bag is going. It would provide housing up to 3 months, cell phones. They're getting a new iPhone, y'all. Cell phones, apprenticeship programs, and job placement by local unions, and assistance from immigration lawyers, Ramirez said. Let's circle that back. Let's read that again. It's apprenticeship programs. So these people are going to come over here. These people are going to be trained how to work, not just McDonald's or local non skilled labor. These people are going to be pretty much trained how to do skilled labor. Job placement programs by unions. Damn. Y'all don't give black people that and we're citizens. Cell phones. Y'all getting paid free month, 3 months of free 3 months of free rent. That's not it. I mean, it's gonna be free rent, free water, free electricity, free Wi-Fi, because you need the Wi-Fi for the phones. It's gonna be free everything. Y'all just get the bag, and we're gonna train you. And if you guys need a lawyer, don't worry, we got that too. So this is what they're on. Continue. So they are like, everybody just getting the bag. This is what's making the Latinos in Chicago so mad. They're making them so mad because they're looking like, hold on, damn, we're Latino too. Where's our bag? Hold on, I thought we was all in this together, but y'all kicking them off. Y'all ain't kicking us off. What the hell is this? That's why they're attacking the alderman. Or the older woman, right? It continues to say, he added that St. Louis officials are, quote, very much in line and on board with this initiative, pointed to Mayor Tashora Jones officially creating an Office of New Americans. Office of New Americans, really? Yet these people are not American. These people don't even have IDs. How are they new Americans? You're going to Office of New Invaders. Ramirez drove to Chicago over the weekend to assess the migrants' needs. He said he met with Chicago's deputy mayor of immigrants, migrants, and refugee rights, Beatrice Pony de Leon, on Monday at City Hall. Mayor Brandon Johnson's spokesman did not respond to WBEZ's, sometimes that be twisting me up, request for an interview with De Leon, who was leading a small delegation who officials visiting the Texas southern border Tuesday. Okay, so that's what we were talking about earlier. Now, they went down there to Texas Tuesday to pretty much say, hey, don't send them back up to Chicago. That's pretty much what they were doing Tuesday. Okay. Since August 2022, thousands of migrants, mostly from Venezuela, have arrived in Chicago. Many families are living temporarily at police stations and airports. The city estimates, hold on, y'all. That's what I'm saying. We spending the money. We going through all of the numbers. The city estimates 343.7 million could be spent on migrants by the end of the year, even as more buses continue to arrive. Now, do you guys think that it's only 343.7 million, or do you guys think it's more than that? This year alone, and I'm gonna give you my personal opinion. So I don't have any numbers to back this up, but based off of what I believe, this year alone, they're probably somewhere north of $1 billion in based off of all these millions. They're at least half of that. They are at least over 500 million, because they're just talking about spending on them, but they're not talking about spending on the staff, spending on the resources. When you add all of that stuff up, it's got to be somewhere floating around that $1 billion number. It's got to be that. Then it continues to say, going down, this is the guy, right? Going down, it continues to say, Ramirez said the next stop to relocate migrants to St. Louis is sharing information with partner organizations in creating a one-page flyer to circulate the migrants by Chicago agencies. He said his organization will seek proper documentation from asylum seekers. I don't know how you're going to seek that because they don't have it. Proper documentation from asylum seekers through the Biden parolee program, which last month sped up work visas for more than 500,000 migrants in the U.S. Remember, we were talking about Biden with the work visas. They were talking about, hey, Biden, we need those work visas. All right. So watch, once you see those work visas, the flood is starting to come in. Then you're going to see everybody wanting to accept them now, because they're going to look at them as an investment. Right now, Chicago's taking them on as a burden. But once they start getting really established, once they start getting their economics and stuff like that up, once they start getting their work visas and their IDs and stuff like that, all of these other surrounding cities are going to start looking at them as investments. Now it continues to say, Ramirez said his group and Chicago officials are, quote, being cautious and strategically intentional. I want to be careful not to all of a sudden get an onslaught of homeless migrants from Chicago and then create a homeless situation in St. Louis. The International Institute currently has beds in apartment ready for the first eight migrants to arrive immediately, Ramirez said. What is 8 gonna do? First 8. Okay, well, so the first 8. We can take 8. Really? Okay. He said, while intently, the plan was to resettle people from different U.S. cities, he is leaning towards focusing on Chicago because of the large number of migrants here and with the city's capacity stretched thin. The Latino Outreach Initiative is modeled after a similar program in recent years to bring Afghan refugees to St. Louis. Jerry, I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to try. Jerry Skuletcher, a prominent attorney and civic leader here, led those efforts after seeing how the Botsayan resettlement to St. Louis in the 1990s bolstered the population and created a vibrant community. 2 years later, Skuletcher started a program to bring Afghans to the city. Today, nearly 2,000 Afghan refugees have settled here, found jobs, and started businesses and culture organization, he said. Okay. They start businesses. That means they're getting grants. That's what this means. It says Skuletcher. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. It says there's a tremendous need for employees. Now, how could there be a tremendous need for employees when you have all these, the number one people in every state in America who face unemployment are Black people, specifically foundation Black American men. So how could there be that? But it can. That's what they're saying. Skuletcher said, adding that construction companies, food chains, restaurants, and manufacturing plants have all struggled to find workers. No, they have not. That's a lie. If you guys know, they pretty much have gatekept Black people out of construction. It was Black people, Black men specifically, foundation Black American men, who were primarily in these construction jobs, in these roofing jobs and stuff like that. They started bringing over all of these Hispanics, and then all of a sudden, that's when they started the whole lie of, oh, they do jobs that y'all don't want to do. That's the reason why they're here. They're doing jobs that you guys really don't want to do. That's the reason. No, they did that, and then they essentially forced and pushed out all of the Black men who were doing those jobs. And they essentially have a gatekeeping factor in the construction jobs. That's what it is. It's not like, oh my God, we can't find any employees. You had dozens and dozens for years, for decades, Black men were filling these jobs up. Then all of a sudden, let them tell it, no Black man wants to work those jobs, only these Latinos. That doesn't even make sense. That's a lie, and we know it's a lie. So it continues to say, I mean, grocery chains, I guess working at a grocery restaurant or whatever. Okay. It says, especially struggle to find workers, especially with regional proportions remaining stagnant. It continues to say, if you look around the country at cities that are growing, it's primarily from immigrants and children of immigrants. See, this is the whole lie. The whole lie that they be telling of immigrants built America. Immigrants are saving America. America needs more immigrants. The cities, if you look around the cities and the countries and stuff like that, it's primarily immigrants that are building the cities, that are fixing the cities, that are saving the cities. It's primarily them. No, it's not. No, it is not. All right. And then it finishes off. It says, that's what we're trying to build here, to increase our population, make more vibrant Los Angeles or St. Louis. I said Los Angeles, St. Louis, and more diverse St. Louis, which is a benefit for everyone. Now, let me say this. If you guys want a more vibrant St. Louis, if you guys are literally willing to do all of this just to bring in higher workforce population, why are you not doing that with Black people? Why are you not Black people who already have background checks done, Black people who already have training, because what St. Louis could have easily done is said, hey, we really need more construction workers, we really need more people in these jobs, so we're going to create this program where we're going to help you move, because that's essentially what they're doing, right? Because if it was just about the work, why wouldn't they do that? Because we're going to help you move over here. We need more nurses. We're going to have this program where we're going to set you up in the house for 3 months. You're going to get Wi-Fi. You're going to get food. We're going to have apprenticeship programs. We're going to do all of this stuff. We're going to set you up, and you guys sign these contracts, and you guys work over here. That way we can build the city up. We can be more diverse. We can take some of the pressure off Chicago. Doesn't that make more sense? Doesn't that make more sense? If it's not about a secret little race hierarchy agenda where you guys are looking out for them because they're white identifying immigrants, then why wouldn't you do that with black people? Black people who are already certified to work here in the country, number one. And then two, there's a lot of black people who have credentials in these jobs, who have licensing in like electrician and carpentry, and black women who are nurses and stuff like that. Why are you not giving that incentive to them if you want to be diverse? Because they want to help with the invasion. That's what they want to do. And they sitting up there looking like, oh, with these immigrants coming over here, then we can start requesting the state income, the state funding. Because remember, and I've read this before, once the numbers came out, everybody's starting to act different. Because in the article I read before the thing closed me down, in the article I read before, the guy, Jason Lee, he was talking about Congress is about to sign a huge thing. This is the federal government. Congress is about to sign a huge thing for Chicago specifically. So now St. Louis is looking like, oh, we can use some of that money. Hold on. Don't be stingy. Let us take it off your hands. We can hold 8 right now. Let us take it off your hands. Let us get some of that Congress money. So that's what they're like. And that's what's making the immigrant, the Hispanics in Chicago fighting the alderman, the Hispanic alderman, like, you traitor. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on. We supposed to be la raza or whatever they say. We're supposed to be all in this together, and they get in the bag, and we not. Hold on. You was lying. You was holding out. All right? You were holding out. Let me say this. Now, some people say, man, is all hope lost? Are we done? Are we doomed? Is it over? I don't think so. I don't think it's over. I don't think we lost. I don't think that, because I see this. I see stuff like this. Let me show you. Us, when we're the ones standing up, we're the ones fighting against this. We're the ones who sitting up there like, oh, this is not going to go on. Let me show you this video of this sister, 80-year-old Chicago resident Doris Lewis sounds off on black preachers about migrant crisis today. All right. Who has ever come to black people's rescue? Yeah. Oh, watch this, y'all. Watch this, because she was sitting up there laying it on them. Oh, come on. Come on, don't do that. Oh, come on. Y'all see it's not me, y'all. Y'all see it's not me. Come on, don't do that now. Amen. Let me see if I fast forward a little bit. Oh my God. Come on, man. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a pin in that. The second I close it, now it's sitting up there trying to work again. Now it's sitting up there playing. Okay, let me try to do it again. Lord have mercy. When I tell you guys I'll be having a hard time behind the scenes, this is what I'm talking about. We played a little bit.
Who has helped us?
Oh, come on, don't do that. Oh, come on. Let me scoot a little bit.
Who has helped us?
Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna put a pin in that, and we're gonna wait and see what goes on.
Others are suffering, but others are going through things. I don't care who they are. Black people are supposed to be here. Black people are supposed to care. Black people are supposed to give up their land, give up their homes, give up everything that we work for, everything that we've gone through in this country.
If it freezes one more time.
I'm standing here because our ancestors survived that new passage. And we're going to let these people, bring these people in here, run us out of our homes, run us out of our land, run our children out of buildings like these. Our children don't have access.
Okay, but you guys essentially, because the thing keep loading it keep kind of slowing the program down.
Take our money. These are our tax dollars.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit so you can see. But you see she kind of going off. Okay, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna post this on like my community tab a little bit later on. I'm gonna make a what am I gonna make about this? What's they call that? Shorts. I'm gonna make a YouTube short about that because I don't like how it's doing that. It keep now sending up they don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I'm gonna show you something else though. Come on now, come on. Okay, well, you send up there. We waiting on it. We waiting on it. Y'all bear with me. I don't know what's going on now. Everything was going well in the beginning. We were playing clips. Everything was going well. Now all of a sudden, no clips want to play. No nothing. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh my God. Y'all, okay. This stuff is, I'm trying not to be very upset, but this stuff is very frustrating. Trying to show you guys it's coming through. Y'all just be patient. In the meantime, you guys might as well leave a like. Might as well leave a like. Okay. Come on. Close. If I'm close, I'm gonna close some of this other stuff. Maybe that might help it run a little bit faster. Come on. I just need this to come on. Okay, now the Wi-Fi not working. Oh, whatever the case is. Okay, all right then. Damn. I can't even upload a new. Okay, well, if it loads up, I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna just tell you guys what it is. What happened? Since it's acting like it don't want to play none. Remember we were talking about they were turning that community park. They were trying to turn that community park into a shelter for the migrants, and all those black people from the south side and the ones from the west side. They were sitting up there teaming up. The south side and the west side were both teaming up to be all like, no, that you can't have this here. They were done with everything. You can't have this here. All right. Because of that, and because of the lawsuits, they took that to a judge, and the judge was all like, hey, they can't do that there. Now it's Black Chicago not just complaining about it. When Black Chicago feels like, hey, y'all doing something y'all not supposed to do, Black Chicago is actually going out there. They've been out there on a daily basis, saying that, hey, this is our community, this is our park, this is our community center. You can't have them come over here. We don't know who these people are. You want us to sacrifice what we have for our children, what we have for our senior citizens, for these people, then we don't even know who they are. No. And because of that, because of Black people holding firm, like that lady in the video I just played you guys, because of Black people in the South Side, because of Black people in the West Side, because of those Black people standing up and being all like, hey man, we're not tolerating this. We're not doing no Black and Brown coalition no more. We're not sitting up there acting like we have to vote. This is one of the reasons why Biden is upset right now. This is one of the reasons why the Democrats are down bad right now. All right. This is one of the reasons, because Black people aren't accepting that anymore. Let me get to the super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Tell it like it is. He says, here's a little something while we wait. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat. I'm trying to, I don't know if my laptop's not even that hot. Like, I don't, it's not like it's overheating or nothing like that. So I don't understand what the hell is going on. But yeah, man, I really don't know. They hating, as you guys saw before. But this is, listen, this situation is not gonna get better super soon. Okay, it's gonna be tough, but hope is not lost. Hope is not lost. All right, I just might as well close this because it's irritating me. The little thing circling around is irritating me. Hope is not lost. All right. All we have to do is be on code and stand firm. Because the thing is, they need, in order for this to work, they need a degree of complacence within the people. Okay, they need a degree of that. So once we see the money, they need that degree of, all like, I don't really like it, but you know what I'm saying. Now remember, we've been playing this for a long time. Remember, in the earlier meetings, it was a whole lot of, well, you know, our Black and brown sisters and brothers, they're over here, but I just think that there should be more communication. And everybody was talking about communication and transparency and all of this stuff. Now we're getting to a point where they're all like, hey man, y'all gotta go. They can't come here. They can't do this. We don't want to sacrifice. That sister is 80 years old. That sister's like, hey, you know what? I don't think we built this country, and this is something we need to stand on. Anytime they say something like, oh, you know, the immigrants are coming over here, and the immigrants are, you know, they're building up these cities. They're keeping these cities running. Immediately we get on that and we say, nope, no, we do not let, because what they do is when they say, oh, they're valuable, oh, there's a reason for them to be here. We need to support them because they're the reason why the city's running so well. No, it's not. Do you know, in the pandemic, most of the people who are doing the essential work, because a lot of the jobs and stuff like that were stopped, most of the people who are doing essential work were us. We're FBA. Those are the most of the people who are doing the essential work. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones who kept the economy from completely freezing. We're the ones who did that. So, when you sit up there, they built the country. They didn't. They saved the country. They don't. They don't build the country. They don't save the country. They don't keep the country running. So the people who built the country, saved the country, and keep the country running, fought in every single war in the country, been through every single crisis in the country. We got to be the ones to take the sacrifice for them to come over here and get $9,000 a month and get a free iPhone and get a free a food stamp card and get free rent and get free this and get free that and free breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. So when we go there and everything like that, this is why we don't sit up there. When I played in that last meeting, this is why we don't sit up there and be all like, you know what, I just want to say that, you know, I just feel like that. I don't want them to leave. No, they gotta go. They gotta go. Okay. We should not be sitting up there being sacrificed to this. All right. This is the reason. I swear to God, I wanted to play that clip. But this is the reason why they have not turned that shelter into a school. Even when Lori Lightfoot, remember last year when Lori Lightfoot was trying to do that, when she was trying to turn that shelter into the school. All right. And then they were out there. I forgot the exact neighborhood. They were out there and it was all like, oh, hell no, Lori. Hell no. Hell no. And we not voting for your ass. Hell no. And they couldn't do that. And they still haven't done that yet because they were going to. Listen, if you let these people, Woodlawn, thank you, brother, thank you. I knew it was Wood something. I don't know why I was thinking Wooddale. Woodlawn, thank you. If you let these people get away with it and you not saying anything, you know what I'm saying? Then they will do it. If you let them take an inch, they will take a mile. I promise you, history has backed this up. Let them take a single inch, they're taking a mile, and then they're taking that mile to 2 miles to 5 miles to 10 miles to 15 to everything. That's what they will do if you let them take one. All right. The buck stops here. It has to. Gone are the days where black people are like, well, you know, we're all people of color, and you know what I'm saying, we all got sacrifice. That gone are those days. This is how movements trend, how movements grow and evolve, because it started to be all like, well, come on now, we gotta fight. Remember the Black Lives Matter era? We're all like, no, you can't lock them up in cages. That's so bad. That's so mean. That's so wrong. You gotta free them in black and brown and yellow and white and blue and green and all the colors of the rainbow. Remember when they were on that? That wasn't that long ago, right? It wasn't that long ago. And then it became a thing where now black people are sitting up there looking like that. Now they're side-eyeing everybody, being all like, I don't know about all this now. I don't know. So now they're starting to side-eye and they're starting to think to themselves like, hey, this ain't cool. This ain't really cool. So it is going from they think it's cool to now they don't think it's cool, to then it started to get to the point where they go into the meetings, right? And they go into the meetings like, hey, hold on, what about reparations though? Because we're getting the reparations conversation really going, really starting to pick up momentum. So now when you at these meetings and they send up there like, hold on, but you talking about millions and billions of dollars. What about reparations though? You know what I'm saying? So now it's gotten to the point where black people are saying stuff about it. Okay, this is how movements evolve. I want you to know we're making progress. It's bad right now, but we are making progress, because after the saying something about it, then they're starting to do something about it. This is the progress. The thing is the first part, the first phase is you got to feel it's wrong. That's the first phase. You got to look at it and be like, nah, that's not right. The second phase is then you start saying like, hey, that's not right. Because when you feel it, you don't say it. Then the next phase, you start saying it. You start speaking out about it. Then the third phase, which is the last phase, is now you're starting to do stuff about it. Now you're starting to be all like, hey, y'all got to go through me, because hell no, damn all that. All right. Damn all of that. That's why you saw, or you didn't see, I want to play the video. That's why they haven't made the community center on the south side and the west side, because they were trying to do it on the south and the west side where black people live. That's why they're all like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going to be, listen, let me tell you, they were there every day. We all like, hey, y'all ain't even sneaking these people up in here. We gonna be around the clock, watching around the clock, like we the Black Panther Party. Y'all not even gonna sneak them up in here. We done with all y'all little community meetings and stuff like that when y'all trying to be transparent. No, we standing guard right here. Y'all bring them over here. Watch what happened. That's the doing things about it. All right. Just like with the school from last year, they got up there and they was all like, hey, bring them over here. Watch what happened. Well, watch what happened when you bring them over here. That's the evolvement of the movement. That's the evolvement of resistance. All right. So as far as us being taken over, you seeing that, oh, that's not really going according to plan. It's not going according to plan at all. And it's only getting worse for them. It's only getting worse. Now, I promise you, it would be no controversy if black people were on the black and brown and everybody together and we all got to help them the same way we were. Now, there's the situation too. and I'm going to be very, very, very selective with what I say. There's a war going on with Israel and a war going on with Palestine right now. Okay. Shout out to the Cash App. My phone is not here with me right now, right? It's a war going over Israel and a war going over Palestine. I'm being very selective with what I'm going to say. All I'm going to say to that is you don't really see us really saying too much about it. Now, 10, 15 years ago, it probably would have been a big thing. Everybody would have been talking about it. We got to stand with them. We got to stand with them. It would have been something. Now we all like, well, I mean, it is what it is. But we got other business. See, they're not used to that. They're not used to, hey, we standing on business. We standing on our lineage. This is what's important to us. This is what matters to us right now. You got people upset like, damn, why ain't black people saying anything about this? Oh, because it's not our issue. It's not our problem. We focused on our problems because like the woman in the video said, ain't nobody coming to save us. Nobody comes. Nobody cares. When you see the thing of the I stand with such and such and such. I stand with such and such and such. When have they stood with us? Because I can name both groups. I can cherry pick both groups have a lot of anti-black racism. Both groups have anti-black racism in their country and when they come here. So we got to stand with them for what? No. Y'all do y'all. That's y'all beef. We cool. Why are you even asking for our opinion? Because they want to make every single struggle comparable to us because we're the only people who have any really legitimate struggle, right? So every single struggle got to be comparable to us. And the only way they can make a struggle, okay, comparable to our struggle as FBA is if we co-sign that. We have to co-sign that. That's why when they were all like, hey, well, you know, we're all people, back when everybody was on that people of color stuff, everybody's a people of color. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they're all like black and brown, black and Asian, black and this, black and that. Now we're staying strictly about our FBA business, right? So now they're sitting up there, they can't really make comparisons. Because now you compare what you did, and then we bring up slavery, we bring up Jim Crow, we bring up all the other stuff that's happening now. They can't make that comparison. They can only successfully make the comparison of our struggle if we allow that to happen. And we're not allowing that to happen anymore. We're not sitting up there going, sorry for them, I feel bad. We're not doing that no more. That's your problem. That's your problem. We're not being mean. We're not being heartless. We're not being inconsiderate. We're being 100% reciprocal. We're being very reciprocal. Because our problems are our problems, so y'all problems are y'all problems. Y'all don't sacrifice a thing for us, so we ain't gonna sacrifice a thing for y'all. We're just being fair. That's it. This isn't hate. I don't want nobody to say we're hating, because we don't hate them. We don't hate them. Y'all do y'all. Y'all do y'all. Y'all hold your own nuts. Y'all do y'all. And if you make it, let us know how that go. That's it. That's all we doing. We just being fair. Let me get to some of the super chats. Okay. Shout out to YCCM23 for the $20 super sticker. Thank you very much. You are so greatly appreciated. You really don't know. Thank you also to Iron Poet for the $20 super sticker. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I tremendously appreciate that. Yeah, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we focusing on our business. On our business. And we not letting them sit up there sneak nobody in. See, like I said, it don't take a lot. It really don't take a lot. But when you have enough solid people who's not with the BS, who's not going to allow that to happen, it don't happen. When you have people who are solid and consistent and represent the lineage well, it don't happen. You can't get nothing through them. It's like a brick wall. Can't get nothing through them at all. So, man, hey, that's what's going on. But we're going to stay updated with this because there's a whole lot of stuff coming out. Because they haven't even really started with the tents yet. So once the tents start coming up, there's going to be a lot of mess. There's going to be a lot of mess. So we're going to stay up to date on this story. Also, too, people kind of be asking. We're trying to keep it low key, but people have been asking about this. I love that. Shout out to Black Alpha. He's the one who got the beat. I did the editing and all that stuff, the fade in and fade out, but he made the beat. So he makes some good beats. Shout out to him. But when we talk about representing the lineage, that's what we own. That's what we own. We own our business. And that's why we getting stuff done. That's why y'all not taking anything over from us anymore. Gentrification be damned. Gentrification be damned. Y'all coming over here and y'all getting nothing but an ass whooping, and figuratively and politically. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't condone violence, of course. Figuratively and politically, ass whooping. That's the only thing I meant by that, of course. That being said, my brothers and my sisters, make sure you guys follow me on my various social media, okay, which is Afro Elite on Instagram and Afro Elite on YouTube. All right. Also, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We're very close to 10K. We can really get over this 8K hump really kind of towards the end of the month. So next month, all we got is another 1,000, and we can easily get that done. Okay, so we can really get this done within like November, towards the end of November. We can really get this done. But yeah, man, boy, it's a mess. But we're strong people. We're resilient people, and when we're on code, there's nothing we can't do. When I got brothers and sisters like you guys who listening right now live and listening later recorded, there's nothing we can't do. When we're standing together, when we shoulder to shoulder, y'all bringing them in, we're saying no, y'all running back. Okay, y'all running back. And it's important for us to keep note of stuff like this, because now when they say stuff like, hey, the money, where's the money gonna come from? Everybody's just so broke. The country's so broke. You'd be like, no, the country's not broke. Y'all got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars when it comes to them. So y'all don't even know them. So no. Give us our money, our debt, give us our reparations. So this is why the reparations conversation has been picking up so much momentum, is because every single time they do stuff like this, we just note it down. We just write it down. We're like, oh, okay. Ukraine, another billion. Okay. Afghanistan, $1 billion. Oh, okay. Israel, $1 billion. Oh, okay. Immigrants, $2 billion. Oh, okay. We writing all that stuff down. Oh, okay. This looks like my money. And they're like, oh shit. That's why they're like that. Oh yeah, you're giving them my money. This is my money. The money you said you didn't have. Remember that? We've been taking notes, and you're giving them my money. This is why the reparations conversation has been getting so much steam and been taken so serious, because the whole America don't get no money excuse is dead. That's dead. It's over. All right, it's over. And that's because of brothers like us and sisters like you all. All right. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, B1 salute to every single last one of you all. And you all have a good one.